Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're here for another episode 32 of season 2 in our Formula 1 2021 My Team career mode. We're heading to the end of the season. We're here in Suzuka. We have a 40 place grid penalty after we replaced all the components in our car, and it is coming down to the wire this season. We have this race plus 3 more, I believe, after this one. And there are 4 drivers in the fight for that drivers championship. So it's gonna be a crazy race. If you do like these videos, be sure to drop a like. And if you really like it, subscribe. But here, I'm skipping all the qualifying because it doesn't really matter. I went into Q1 and Q2, just put up one hot lap, and we managed to get into the top 10 in both of them. And we're here on the final hot lap, trying to just get as high up on the grid as possible, throw some other drivers off, whatever, show the other teams our pace for this season. And we only managed to get into P4 behind the 2 Red Bulls, of course, and Charles Leclerc surprisingly taking a P3. But the strategy at the moment, weather permitting, is to start on the hards, then go on to the medium, stay on the track for as long as possible with minimum tire degradation, and see if we can fight our way at least into the points at the very least. Because Verstappen, if he finishes in top 2 and we do not finish in the points, he's going to pass us. Lewis Hamilton as well is only 4 points behind us, so we got to watch out for him during this race, and hopefully we can keep our lead for the Drivers' Championship.
Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issa Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today in the Japanese Grand Prix? We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at a wet and windy Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with Sector 1 likely to prove especially difficult in these conditions. We should see overtaking into turns 1 and 16 today, and maybe a few Kobayashi-style dives into the hairpin as well. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, and Gasly, Ocon, Leclerc, Stroll, and Daniel Ricciardo, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, and Guan Yu Zhou. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Raikkonen, Schwartzman, Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda. They've taken a grid penalty. And George Russell, Latifi, Mazepin, the engineer. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Fernando Alonso rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the race, and we played ourselves again. It's raining. My plan was to go on the hards and then the medium, stay on the track as long as possible with minimum tire degradation, and it's raining basically until the end of the race. If we're lucky, we may get on to a pair of softs, I would say, near the end, maybe around lap 20, it looks like. But we are gonna have to fight all the way into the points at the very least from the back of the grid in the rain. Now, if we don't get into the points and Verstappen wins the race, I believe he will be maybe 1 or 2 points in front of us. And here we go. Fernando Alonso already looking to overtake us going into turn 1. You can't see jack, you know what. Gonna go to the outside here. We gotta get to the front as soon as possible. We're already overtaking 3 drivers into turn 2. And we are P19 now behind George Russell in the Williams. I wonder how hard it's gonna be to overtake in the rain. We're gonna have to make some ballsy moves in this race. We need to get into the points. That is like a must for this race today. Now let's see. This is my best chance at overtaking drivers. Is just dive bombing the hairpin usually in the dries, you try to be more aggressive on it. Oh crap, but we're wheel to wheel with, I think that's George Russell. Yeah, that's George Russell. I just hit him kind of by accident. My bad, George. But we have already moved up, what is it, 3 spots or 4 spots now? We started P21, we're P18, so 3 spots we've moved up, I believe. If my horrible math is correct. We're going to use that battery, try and catch up to Sebastian Vettel. But let's see how many overtakes we can get here. Oh, and we etch out Sebastian Vettel. That's 1. Let's see if we can get Tsunoda right here. It's going to go all the way up to the outside. Oh, we almost smashed into Schwartzman, but we get it done. That's 2. We got 100% battery too. Let's see if we can get Schwartzman. Maybe he'll be nice to us. Let us pass. He's got to realize at this point we are fighting for our lives here in this Drivers' Championship.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up.
Oh, so Jeff is saying 10 minutes. That's good news to hear. That is great news. I really hope he means 10 minutes though, because a lot of the time he says that and nothing happens. If we go outside Schwartzman, Schwartzman is kind of just blocking us right now. Get out of the way. I need to get the Drivers' Championship. Yeah, let's see if we get Schwartzman right here. We're going to do the classic. Right down the middle. Oh, and we go wide. But Schwartzman's still behind us. That's 4. We are a man on a mission right now. Oh, and that's our first warning. We've just exceeded track limits. I'm trying to be super aggressive. We're going to get Raikkonen here. This is going to be overtake number 5. We're using all the battery. We're at 75%. Let's go. That's overtake number 5. Now we got Schumacher. We're almost in the points already, so we're doing a great job right now. We're doing a great job. We're in P14. We still got a little bit of work to do to get into the points. But we're in P14. We moved up 6 spots. Come on, Schumacher. Oh, God. We keep running wide. Okay, we're going to use our battery, catch up to him, see if we can get overtake number 7 now. I think we can possibly get him into the last chicane. Oh, look at that, and we get it done. That's overtake number 7. We're in P13.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Now, Grand Yu Joe and the Mercedes, that might be a bit of a challenge. We got a bit of a gap to make up now. That's basically the back of the pack, and now we're approaching the mid pack here on lap 6. Let's see if we can dive bomb Grand Yu Joe into the hairpin. Oh, and he looks to cover us off, but we still reach the inside. We push him out, and that is overtake number 8. We're in P12. We're 2 spots or 2.5 seconds out of the points. And I don't believe, oh my God, we're not even halfway through the race yet. And Lance Stroll and Daniel Ricciardo going to the pits. We gotta push now. We got 90% battery.
Okay, you're in the top
I
10.
think most people have gone into the pits, which is good news at the moment. I hope that what's it called, that we will go onto the dry season. Maybe I can stay out and not pit twice. That would be a huge help for us. But we're officially in the points now. We're not officially, we gotta pit still. Assuming that we have to pit, we're not exactly in the points yet, but for the moment we're in the points. We gotta try and build up this gap. So we're on lap 15. We are going into the pits, unfortunately. I wish Jeff told us it was time for the dries, but it's not. It's still raining out here. And honestly, I just found out not too long ago that apparently it's kind of a glitch or something in the game where it looks like it's raining and it actually isn't, which is kind of the issue we ran into at in Singapore last race. Jeff told us to come in around lap 6 or 7, but to me it still looked like it was raining, so I was like, okay, I trust Jeff, but I don't know if we should be doing that. And okay, 3-second pit stop. That's Not the greatest pit stop, honestly. But let's see if we can get out in front of Ricardo. Ooh, it's going to be tight.
Look after these tires now. We want to finish.
Are we
the
going to get
race
out
on
in
this
front?
compound.
No, we don't. Oh, crap. I got a warning for crossing the pit lane line. My bad. So we don't get out in front of Ricardo, but we do get out in front of Lance Stroll. So it looks like Ricardo was able to overtake Stroll at some point. But we are officially in the points. Now we got to try and get as many places, get as close to the front as we can to minimize that damage, because I believe Verstappen is in the lead. If not, he's in P2. I see the two little blue dots on the mini map. They are in P1, P2 by quite a large margin, if I'm being honest.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Oh, so Jeff is telling us to pit. We're going to pit lap 22 of 27. We don't have too much racing left. We fell behind Daniel Ricciardo. Did he miss the pits though, or is he in the pits right now? So this is our chance to try and make back some sort of lead on the Daniel Ricciardo in front of us. Yeah, he just came into the pits. He's on the soft tire. Leclerc pit as well. All right, we are headed on to the last lap of the race here. Unfortunately, we could not catch Daniel Ricciardo. He ended up overtaking Ocon as well, but we just did not have the pace in the wet. But we're trying to go for the fastest lap here in order to secure a third point, which I don't know if we'll be able to do. Let's see if we can get it done here. I'm trying my absolute best to go fast, but you got to be careful in this wet weather. The track is still a little wet. Let's see how we do sector 1 here. No, still green. And Sergio Perez wins the Grand Prix. Oh, and Verstappen puts up the fastest lap. That's an extra point for him. Let's see if we can take that away from him. We're going to use all the battery that we got left here. Coming down to the final sector in Japan. I don't even think our sector 2 was that good, to be honest. Let's see, are we going to get it? Is it a red? Okay, we got a green sector 2. Oh, I let off the gas there too. Okay, into the final chicane. Into the final turns. Oh, come on, let's see. Was that the... I don't think that was the fastest lap. Damn, but that's a P9, and given the fact that we started in P21, we got driver of the day too. I mean, I'll take it. That's 12 spots we overtook in order to get into the points. God, Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen are breathing down our necks, man. This is going to be so intense into these final few races. Looking at the final grid positions, Perez is in P1, Verstappen P2, so I think we're tied for points now. We come in P9, Lewis Hamilton in P3. Looking at these driver standings, Lewis Hamilton takes the lead for the Drivers' Championship. I'm in P2, 1 point ahead of Verstappen, who is 3 points ahead of Sergio Perez. We got 3 races left in this calendar year, and honestly, any of the 4 of us can take this Drivers' Championship. Looking at the development charts, we finally surpassed McLaren, and Red Bull has a pretty solid gap over us especially, and a little bit over Mercedes, but we're going to try and change that with a major aerodynamics upgrade. We're going to try and rush it and see if we can get it ready for the USA Grand Prix, and that would put us up pretty significantly, at least in the aerodynamics department, but it fails. But honestly, that's okay. It's just a waste of resource points, really. But this is the last season before we go to F1 22, so not too much of a big deal. It will be ready before we get to Brazil. Thank goodness for that. But if you guys have watched up to this point, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe. That's going to be the end of the video. We got USA next week, then Brazil the week after that, and then Jeddah to end off the season. thank you guys so much for watching. Again, that's it. And I will see you guys for the next one. Alright, peace out.